Yeah, the Celtics, man. But yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to everyone you can. Just so we can get out there a little bit more. That being said, let's right to the video. And first game of the season, man. On ring night, get our rings, we raise the banner, and sometimes teams come out lackadaisical. They so happy they won the championship, the vibes are super high, and then they forget to play the basketball game. Celtics don't do that. Celtics don't do that. They crushed the New York Knicks. It is 130 to 102 as I'm recording this. Just felt that I should get this out early, and they spanked the Knicks, put belt to. I can't tell y'all how to act, but I know what's way. Let me get. It's the first game of the season. I'm just so excited to have basketball back, and it's even better when the Celtics pick up right where they left off from last season. And I got some notes here, of course. I always take notes. I got shit like that. First thing I noticed: Jason Tatum, 2-3 attempts to start. 2 pull-up threes. There was one off a pick and roll. It came. I think it was going to his left. Shot it. He hit it. The second one he did not hit. I'll talk about his threes as we progress through this list. The matchups: Drew on Cat, JB on Brunson, Al Horford on Josh Hart. I made a video about how the Celtics would guard Karl-Anthony Towns. It's titled, "Is Karl-Anthony Towns going to be a problem for the Celtics?" And it was me detailing how he played against us his 2 times that he played us last year with the Timberwolves. And the first game, he was horrible. We had Drew check him primarily. He had about 7 turnovers, 7 points, and he fouled out because we had KP helping off of Jaden McDaniels because he's their worst perimeter shooter. I want everybody to understand this. If you've been on this channel, you know this. The Celtics, if they're guarding or if they're checking a big man who is good in the post, who can score, they're going to put the center on the opposing team's least effective perimeter threat. So if Cat was playing with the T-Wolves, that's Jaden McDaniels. Not that Jaden McDaniels can't shoot, he's just the least effective shooter out of the starting 5, of course, other than Gobert, right? With the Knicks, there isn't 2 people that can't shoot. Well, in theory, there isn't 2 people who are non-shooters on the Knicks. So if Cat is at the 5, our center is guarding Josh Hart because he's the least effective perimeter shooter. Mikal Bridges gave Josh Hart a run for his money in that department. He did turn up at the end, so I'm just so confused about that situation. But that it is what it is. And a lot of Knicks fans told me the Celtics won't be able to do this. It's shooters all around him. All this. It's one game, and in the playoff series, things are gonna look different. Hopefully for y'all, it's gonna look different. But the Celtics came out and did exactly what I said they were gonna do. What they did last season, they did the exact same thing. Every comment was, "Oh, you're projecting that the T-Wolves and the Knicks are the same." When I said 1,000 times, it's not. Even I thought it was gonna be slightly different, but the thing is, the matchups weren't. The effectiveness might have been different because, again, the Knicks have a better offense in theory, but the matchups were not going to be different at all. And they weren't. Al was getting attacked early. That quickly stopped. JT setting screens for Brunson's man. Knicks not switching. Another thing I said is that in that video, if the Celtics and the Knicks were to play each other in the playoffs, a really important thing for the Celtics in that series would be good screening because of 2 things. Because of Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. Another thing y'all told me in the comments was that Tibbs' defensive scheme would not allow us to hunt Cat like we were doing when he was on the Timberwolves. I do think that Tibbs' defensive game plan will be a lot better. Probably not as in like effectiveness, but I think his scheme will be a lot sharper if we play them in the playoffs. I do agree with that. But there's no way that you just thought that Cat was not gonna get taken advantage of just because of a scheme. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. And when Tatum set the screen for Derek White because Brunson was on him, the Knicks don't want to switch that. So if you set a good screen, it forces them to chase Derek White. As Brunson's chasing Derek White, the person that was on Tatum is still in front of Derek White. They don't want to switch that. Brunson is still going back to Derek White. So now that he's lagging behind, there's nothing you can do. Tatum has a step on the slip on the fade, on the roll, anything. And now we're just playing basketball. Now, if the screen isn't good, we can still do stuff out of that, which is crazy. But I'm telling you, if you set a good screen, the offense becomes way more easier, because on Brunson, on Carl-Anthony, it was so funny watching Carl-Anthony Towns just run around the court on defense. It was hilarious, bro. Like, he just can't stay with us. He literally just can't stay with us. And I had JT pull up 3, chef kiss, and Tatum 3 is back. Oh my God, son. He had 15 points in the first quarter. The 3-point margin was a huge thing in this game. The Celtics ended the first quarter of 43-24. Then second quarter, Miles McBride belt to ass. He was amazing in this game. Mikhail's shot looks cooked. I'm confused, right? His shot looked good in Brooklyn. It looked good with the Suns. Now, his shot was not like pretty at all, but it worked. And even though it wasn't pretty in those times, it was at least fluid. This hitch shit, I don't know, but the hitch went away in the third quarter, so I don't know what's going on there. Getting threes the good way, right? Again, it's not a matter of how many threes the Celtics take. It's about how they get them. If this is just they pass the ball and they shoot the first 3 that they see, maybe not so good. But if you're getting offensive rebounds, kicking them out, if you're getting switches, you're forcing the defense to try to get back, to not let them switch. Now they're lagging behind and you're moving the ball, right? It's just drive and kick, screening, stuff like that, bro. If you get threes that way, off of the defense having to rotate and switch and all that shit, like, those are good threes regardless of how many you take. The score was 49-30, and the Celtics were 12 for 22 from 3. It's just this simple. If you can't take and make as many threes as the Celtics, you're not going to be able to stay with them in a 7-game series. And that also isn't accounted for their great defense, which now allows them to win games where they don't shoot great from 3. If you the 3-point margin, taking and making them. Hold up, I'm gonna just check this right quick. All right, so the game just ended 132-109. The Celtics were 29 of 60. What's that? 61 from 3, bro. 29 of 61. That is 87 points from the 3-point line. The Knicks were 11 for 30. So we took 31 more threes, made 18 more. 29 times 3, 87. 11 times 3 is 33. 87 minus 33 is what, 40? We outscored the Knicks by 44 points at the 3-point line. You're not going to win a game like that. And, of course, we're not going to shoot 47% from 3 on 61 attempts every night. I know that. This is the recipe. This is the recipe. And good defense is also the recipe. When the Celtics defend seriously, nobody's going to beat them. It's just not going to happen. And so, yeah, at halftime, it was 74-55. Tatum, I'll just talk about the players now. Tatum, NBA, at the NBA. Now, this brother's not going to shoot 8% from 3 every game. If he continues to play like this, we might as well just cut the season short. 37, 4 rebounds, 10 assists. Got 14 for 18. 8 for 11 from 3. This is not ideal for the rest of the league. I'm going to just say that very nicely. It's not good. Now, the 37 points, we know Tatum can score. The 3-point shooting is like the high mark, is because, we have had some struggles as Tatum lovers of his shot, right? It was not a good 2-year and a half stretch for him just shooting from 3, right? His numbers weren't that bad, but it's just like, it was wonky, right? Change some things about his shot, and then he comes out the first game of the season and is 8 for 11 from 3. And the pull-up looks like it's back. That's the thing. But the 10 assists, the amount of attention he garners and the way he's processing that now from like his rookie season or like year 2, even from last year, you can see improvements already. He made a left-handed curveball pass from the opposite wing to the corner. Like, what? And then defensively, you can put him literally anywhere. We also didn't have Porzingis. Like, that's nobody's talking about. We didn't even have Porzingis. We didn't have Porzingis again. And we're just blowing probably the second best team in the East out to the water by 30. Jaylen Brown still his much aggressive self. I like how he took the chance of guarding Jalen Brunson. Brunson was efficient in this game, but Jaylen made him work for a lot of the stuff. And Brunson, like, his game is getting to his spots with his body, right? He goes up against a point guard who's slider, and he just backs them down and uses his body on those spin moves and those step backs to get where he wants to go. Jaylen Brown is stronger than him. Jaylen Brown's not going to allow that to happen. Now, he was efficient, of course, but Jaylen Brown hounding a guy like that is what we saw from him in the finals against Luka, and it just wears out your opponent. Jalen Brunson is a damn good player, one of the best players in the NBA. Pressure is not the only thing that's gonna, derail him, but I feel like Jaylen Brown did an okay job. And then you got Drew and Derek White just doing everything again, right? Them rebounding, them passing, them defending against steals, blocking shots, everything in between, right? And Drew Holiday became the best corner three-point shooter of all time last season. And it's just so many layers that an opposing team has to defend, right? It's so many things that you have to worry about as an opposing team with this Celtics group. And then you got Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench in threes. You got Sam Howard coming off the bench in threes. You still got Al Horford, who is as reliable as ever. Luke Cornett passing the ball great, getting rebounds. You got Xavier Tillman, if he can start hitting threes in the regular season, so it's just so much a defense, a team has to worry about on both sides of the court with the Boston Celtics. So that's the video. I'll be dropping so many film sessions on this game, probably like 2 or 3. First one, you guys can probably guess who it is. But that is a video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just get out there a little bit more, and I will see you guys in the next video. But this is Nick. Peace.